The unemployment rate incrementally declined in November, and although overall job growth was strong, that's a little misleading due to GM striking workers returning to their jobs, as temporary help services posted a gain. Hello, this is Bruce Steinberg of SteinbergEmploymentResearch.com reviewing November 2019 U.S. employment trends and developments. The unemployment rate was down 0.1% to 3.5% in November because the labor force expanded by only 40,000, while 83,000 more were unemployed, and there was 44,000 fewer unemployed persons, and there were 135,000 fewer people considered as not in the labor force. In October, the labor force expanded faster than people could get hired, and the unemployment rate ticked up. But in November, the opposite occurred as the size of the entire labor force increased by a relatively small number compared to the increase in the number of employed persons. The total number of jobs increased 266,000, which was a big improvement from the 156,000 increase in October. However, the October number was affected by about 50,000 striking GM workers. The private goods producing sector was up 48,000 in November compared to a decline of 25,000 in October. Manufacturing was up 54,000 in November compared to a decline of 43,000 in October, which is misleading because of the GM strike, which is why we are dispensing with a year-over-year comparison. The construction sector was able to bang together an increase of only 1,000 jobs after increasing by 14,000 in October. A year ago, in November 2018, it added 5,000 jobs. Mining and logging was down 7,000 in November after adding 4,000 in October. A year ago, in November 2018, it was down 3,000 jobs. The private service providing sector increased by 206,000 jobs in November, which was better than the 188,000 it gained in October. A year ago, in November 2018, it increased by 171,000. The retail trade sector added 2,000 jobs in November after adding 22,000 in October. A year ago, in October 2018, it increased by almost 33,000 jobs. Perhaps because of the holiday season coming up early this year, the bulk of the holiday hiring occurred in October this year instead of November when it happened last year. The professional and business services sector experienced growth of 38,000 in November, and that was less than the 43,000 gain in October. A year ago, in November 2018, it was up 34,000. The education and health services sector added 74,000 jobs in November, and that was much better than the 30,000 gain of October. Hiring in healthcare services continued by adding 8,500 jobs in November, which was a healthy improvement from the 4,800 jobs it increased in October. The leisure and hospitality sector added 45,000 jobs in November. That followed a gain of 70,000 in October. A year ago, in November 2018, it was up 39,000. The total number of government jobs was up 12,000 in November. The federal government declined by 1,000. State government was flat, and local government added 13,000 jobs. The number of temporary help jobs in November was just under 3,047,000, and that works out to a 4,800 job gain and a 0.02% increase from October and a 0.2% year-over-year gain. And with October initially reported a decline that was revised to an increase of 3,800, the sector has put together 4 consecutive months of increases at the end of the year after declining for most of 2019. In November 2019, temporary help services market share of all jobs declined to 2.0012% and was well below a year ago in November 2018 when it was 2.0302% and 2 years ago in November 2017 when it was 2.0169%. To state the obvious, the decline in market share can be attributed to temporary help services' rather anemic performance for most of the year, while overall job growth has been relatively strong. In total, this was a relatively strong jobs report despite the striking GM workers returning to their jobs and affecting the numbers. But in addition to a shortened holiday selling buying season, which affects more than just retail, a clear picture of the November employment situation is a bit hard to see. Let's see what happens next month when the December figures are released. This has been Bruce Steinberg, and this is just a brief sample of the employment data and analysis we provide.